Okay, so one of my experiences was back in 2020 in Tulum. I would never go back ever. We stayed in a tree house, one of the little tree house hotels. I think it was called like the Canaan or something. I don't remember. But from the very first day that we got there, just a whole bunch of stuff was going on, from like sounds to it was just a bunch of weird stuff going on. And our hotel room had no service. Like I had zero service, couldn't get no text, phone calls, nothing the entire time I was there. The only thing I was able to do though, which is really weird, I was able to watch movies and like shows on my phone, but I couldn't get no calls. So one of the days, my friend was asleep. I was on my phone and I couldn't sleep in there. At this point, so much stuff was going on that I had to sleep with the lights on. So I'm watching TVs till I can get tired and just go straight to sleep. And something was like, yo, turn around. And I look out the window and there's like a face in the window, right? It didn't look like a human face, but you can see that it was a face. It wasn't up against the window, but like you can see it, right? And like I'm turning, I'm looking, I'm like, if it was a person, you would have moved by now, right? It's not moving, it's just looking, right? And I'm just like, okay, put the covers over my head and I just went to sleep because I'm like, okay, I don't know what it is. I'm not getting up. I'm not gonna look. So I'm like, in the morning I'm gonna just check. And the way the room was set up, like I said, it was a tree house. The way it was set up, nobody could be standing out there where that window is. There's nothing to stand on. Morning, I looked, there was nothing there. The next day, it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I'm on my phone watching movies till it got late. And I was like, I'm gonna just go to sleep. So I put my phone on the nightstand, went under the covers because again I'm scared. Went under the covers, and my phone starts ringing. My phone has not rung the entire time I've been there, and my phone started ringing. And I was like, I'd be damned if I reach up out of these covers to go answer the phone. So it stopped, right? I'm having flashbacks. The phone stopped. Like I said, I was not gonna come up from under them covers. The phone stopped. And like all of a sudden, like the sheets, like the bottom of the sheets, like they moved like a gush of wind had came and just blew it. Right when I tell you my fucking heart stopped, like I got so freaked out and I couldn't move. Like I felt paralyzed. So I'm sitting there like literally screaming, I guess in my head, because this person ain't wake up. So okay, I kind of feel like I gotta go backwards to go forward. So when we got out there, it was already a storm. Like it's October, so it's hurricane season. There was already a storm when we got there. So that first night, I was hearing something outside the window. We both were this night, and it was an animal, but well, I don't know what it was. Right? It was just something outside the window. I've never heard it before. I've been to the Bronx Zoo plenty of times. Never heard whatever this was. Right? So that was the first night. Second night we went to Cenotes. I think it was raining that day. When we left, the energy was just weird. And I told him, I was like, I don't think that we even should have went. Right? The next day, I think it was my birthday. The only day that nothing happened was on my birthday, right? But the third day was when I saw the face in the window. That's when I started sleeping with the lights on. And I was sleeping with the lights on before that because I said that I felt like something was inside the room with us when we was going to sleep. So I started sleeping with the lights on. The third day, when I saw the face, that's when I started closing the blinds and we was going to sleep. So the day that my phone rung, like I said, I had no service this entire time. Was not getting phone calls for my birthday. I was getting no text, no nothing, right? So I was watching the show and I put my phone up on the nightstand and I got under the covers because it's late. Like I want to go to sleep at this point. And like 5 minutes after I put it down, this shit started ringing. Right. So I'm like, I'm not picking it up. I have no service. I have not had service. I'm not picking this shit up. Right. And after it stopped ringing, that's when the bottom of the sheets lifted up. Right. And I'm literally just frozen. Like in my head, I'm screaming. And like, I don't know how long this was going on, but eventually I was able to hit the dude that I was with. I hit him. And mind you, he's so far away from me because he wasn't getting none. So I think he was in his own like mood, so he wasn't really paying me no mind or whatever, right? So I was finally able to hit him, right? He woke up and he was like, "What?" Right? And when he woke up, like he just looked. He didn't see nothing. So I was like, "Good. I'm not gonna tell him what I saw because clearly you don't see nothing if I just woke you up." Right? So it stopped. Nothing else happened for the rest of the night. The next day, we had to evacuate the hotel because of the hurricane. Nothing happened the rest of that trip until I got back to New York. When I got back to New York, like little shit was going on around my house. Like I heard footsteps on the steps. One day I was coming home, my mother's light was on. I could see from the street, and it was on upstairs. But when I came in the house, she was in the back on the first floor. She was in the back, and I was like, "Yo, you were just upstairs," and she was like, "No, what are you talking about?" Right? So that only lasted for like 2 weeks, but that was my trip. I'm never going back. And I was sleeping with the lights on before that because I said that I felt like something was inside the room.
Okay, so she's talking about how her hotel room was haunted and that there was a lot of paranormal activity in her hotel room. Okay, so one thing I noticed is that hotel rooms, they have Bibles in it, and it looks like there was an organization that would give free Bibles and put them in hotel rooms. But what's so funny is that you may have to grab that Bible because there's a lot of activity going on in hotel rooms. This is when people are sleeping. There's a lot going on in hotel rooms. There's like cheating going on, hookups going on, people doing drugs, people partying and stuff, people dying in hotel rooms. So remember, they used to put, might still do, they used to put Bibles in hotel rooms for a reason. Last time I stayed in a hotel room, I literally could feel my whole foot getting pushed, like somebody pulling me out the bed.